Namaste children. So in the last class we discussed about the rational numbers, how to represent rational numbers on the number line and finding rational numbers between given two rational numbers. And today we are going to discuss about the irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers? How do we represent irrational numbers on the number line? And we will move to the next decimal expansion of real numbers and their decimal expansions. Now, irrational numbers. So, the set of irrational numbers are represented by a letter called Q dash or Q complement. Q dash or Q complement. So, what are irrational numbers? The numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0, such numbers are known as irrational numbers. So what are irrational numbers? The numbers which cannot be represented. The numbers which cannot be represented, in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0 are called irrational numbers. So what are irrational numbers? Yes, the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0 are called irrational numbers, and set of irrational numbers are represented by Q dash or Q complement. So here you can write examples. So here root 2, root 3, root 5, root 5 and root 7, root 11. You see all this, etc. All these are square root of prime numbers. Prime numbers and the square root all are irrational numbers. Then it is root 6, root 8, root 10 and root 12, root 14, etc. What are all these? Under square root, non-perfect squares, all are irrational numbers. And even we have some constants like pi. Pi is also what? An irrational number. Pi is equals to what it is? 22 by 7. It is not exact, it is approximate value. 22 by 7 is the approximate value. So here pi is also an irrational number. So in addition to this, here we have irrational numbers like 1.01, 001, 0001 and so on. These are also what? Irrational numbers. These kind of numbers are also irrational numbers. 7.003, 0003, 0003 and so on. So these numbers are what? They are irrational numbers. So from this what we can write from this point? Square root of all prime numbers are irrational numbers. Square root of all prime numbers are irrational. All prime numbers are irrational. They are irrational. And also one more point, it is square root of all non-perfect squares. Square root of all non-perfect squares are irrational. So they are also irrational. So remember these points. They are irrational numbers. Now this decimal expansion is there that we will discuss in the next concept. So all these are irrational numbers, and irrational numbers also can be expressed on the number line. They can also be expressed on the number line. How we have expressed or we have represented rational numbers on the number line. We will discuss how to represent irrational numbers on the number line, like root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. Now represent root 2 on the number line and root 3 on the number line. So before representing root 2 on the number line, let us revise the Pythagoras property. Pythagorean property. Let's draw a square with 1 centimeter unit or 1 unit centimeter or 1 centimeter length of each side, like this 1 unit. You draw a square and draw one of its diagonal. Like this is the diagonal. A, B, C, D is a square with side 1 unit. Then how much is AC is equal to how much here? AC is equals to here. So this is a right angle triangle. Triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. In right angle triangle ABC, by using Pythagoras property, AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square, where AB is equals to 1 square plus BC is also equals to 1 square, that is 1 plus 1, it is 2. AC square is equals to 2. Now AC is equals to transpose square to RHS, will get square root of 2. So length of AC is equals to what? Root 2. Length of AC is root 2. This concept we will apply to represent root 2 on the number line. So for that, first draw what on horizontal line and you represent on this horizontal line. So as this is 0 and it is 1, 2, 3, like this you represent minus 1, and from 0 take 1 unit length, draw 1 line, and at 1 let this is OA. This is O and it is A. O is point O is representing 0 and point A is representing 1. Next at point E, draw a perpendicular to the number line with 1 centimeter. Yes, with 1 centimeter draw a perpendicular. You take this as point B. So this is perpendicular 90 degrees. So first draw a horizontal line and represent 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, and here this is minus 1, minus 2 and so on the left hand side of 0. Now you take 0 as point O. Point O represents 0 and take 1 unit length, locate that point as A. Now at point A, draw a perpendicular to this number line. Let this perpendicular is AB. Then join, the third step is join OB. You join this length OB. Join the length of OB. Now how much is this length? This is 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. So now apply the same concept of Pythagoras theorem what just we have discussed. Now OB will give you what? OB is equals to root 2. OB is equals to how much it is? Root 2. Now taking this OB as the radius. Taking OB as the radius, draw an arc which intersects the number line like this. Draw an arc which intersects the number line like this. Draw an arc which intersects the number line at a point. That point you take that point as a C, and that C will give you what? Root 2. So the point of intersection of the arc with the number line will give you root 2 value. So this length is equals to root 2 on the number line. That is OC represents root 2 on the number line, and OB also represents root 2 on the number line with this in this right angle triangle. So how do we represent this root 2 on the number line? It is the first step we have to write. What is the first step? draw a number line and represents 0, 1, 2, 3, and this side -1, -2, -3, and so on. Then take 0 as point O and A as at 1 unit from 0. This is OA. So from the figure OA is equals to 1 unit, and then draw a perpendicular BA at point A to the number line with 1 unit. Now BA is also equals to what? 1 unit. Now OB is equals to what? Apply the Pythagoras theorem. OB square is equals to AB square plus OA square, or OA square plus AB square. 1 square plus 1 square, that is 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Now OB is equals to what? Square root of 2. OB is equals to what? Square root of 2. Then find the length of OB, which is equals to root 2. Then take OB as the radius and O as the center. O as the center, OB as the radius. Draw an arc which intersects the number line at a point. Let that point is C. Now point C will represent root 2. Point C will represent root 2. Is it clear, children, how to represent root 2 on the number line? Yes. Now, how do we represent root 3 on the number line? Yes, root 3. So, to represent root 3 on the number line, first we have to represent root 2, what just we have learned so far. From there, we will continue how to represent root 3. So, for that, first draw a horizontal line. Take that horizontal line and locate as 0 at equal distances 1. And this is 2 units, 1 unit each. And this is, here it is -1. Left hand side of 0 we have negative values will be there. Now how do we represent root 2? First you take this point as O and this point as A. Then take this 1 unit as the length, and at point A draw a perpendicular using a protractor. Draw a perpendicular of 1 unit length. So this is how much? 1 unit length. Now join this. So let this point is B. OB will represent what it is? Root 2. OB will represent what? Root 2. Now by joining this one, taking O as the center and B as the radius, what we get? Root 2 we will get. Is it clear or not? Root 2 we will get. So to represent root 3 from here, what to do? At point B, draw a perpendicular which is 1 unit length. At point B, draw a perpendicular to AB, to this AB, draw a perpendicular which is of 1 unit length. How much it is? 1 unit length. Draw a perpendicular which is 1 unit length. Clear? So to this, not to AB. So draw a perpendicular to OB, not AB, OB. So here you draw a perpendicular of length 1 unit. Yes. Now this is 90 degrees. Let this point is C. Join OC. Now OC is equal to how much? How much will get OC? Again apply the Pythagoras theorem for this. This is BC is 1 unit. BC is equals to 1 unit. And OB is equals to root 2 units. Now find the length of OC by using the Pythagoras theorem. OC square is equals to OB square plus BC square. Now OB is equals to how much? Root 2 whole square plus BC is equals to 1, that is 1 square. Now root 2 whole square means square and square root are cancelled, we get 2 plus 1 square is equals to 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. What is 3? It is OC square. Now OC is equal to what? Square root of 3. Length of OC will give us what? Square root of 3. That is OC square is equals to 3. By transposing square to RHS, it will become square root. Now this length OC is equals to how much? Root 3 centimeters. Root 3 centimeters or root 3 units. Now taking O as the center and OC as the radius, this as the radius, draw an arc that intersects the number line at a point. That point will give you what? Root 3. That point will give you root 3. Like this you can represent root 3. First you have to locate root 2 and then draw a perpendicular of 1 unit length to the OB. Then join that length you take as the radius and taking O as the center. Draw an arc that intersects the number line at a point called D. That point will represent root 3. Still, if you want to represent root 5, then you represent what is 4 we can represent. So here if you draw a perpendicular of 1 unit, then we will get root 4, that is 2. Then you draw one more unit and draw the what is perpendicular, join that. By joining that will give you root 5. Like this you continue, we will get a spiral. That spiral is known as what it is? Square spiral. Square spiral. What we call that spiral? It is square spiral. So square root spiral it is. Constructing the square root spiral is there that you can do a sum is there. Question is there in exercise number 1.2. So what is the square root spiral? Yes, I said it is square spiral. It is not square spiral. Square root spiral. Square root spiral it is. So like this, if you do continuously, if you do root 2, root 3, root 4, root 5, root 6, root 7, root 2, root 8, root 9, like this, we will get one spiral. That spiral is known as square root spiral. So like this, we will represent irrational numbers on the number line. So what you conclude from this representation of real numbers on the number line? That is, every number can be represented on the number line and every point will represents only one number on the number line. Is it clear, children? Yes, we discussed now representation of rational numbers on the irrational numbers on the number line, and in the previous class also we discussed representing rational numbers on the number line. So what do you conclude from this representation of real numbers on the number line? Yes, every real number can be represented by a unique point on the number line. Every real number can be represented by a unique point. Means points will be there on the number line. Each point will represent only one number. Each point, that is, each point will represent only one number. That is a unique number. Also, every point on the number line represents a unique real number. Each point will represent a unique number, and every number will represent a unique point on the number line. No two points will have same numbers on the number line, and no number can be represented at 2 points. That is the meaning. No real number can be represented at 2 points on the number line, and no two numbers can be represented at only 1 point. So that is the meaning of this point. Now what we concluded so far here it is about the real numbers. So we have set of real numbers we studied. In that what irrational numbers are included and what it is included. Rational numbers are included. Rational numbers contains what it is integers, whole numbers and natural numbers. All are included in this. Let us draw that diagram. So let this is or you can draw what a flow chart like this. Are real numbers. So what are these? Real numbers. So real numbers includes what? Two sets of numbers. That is one it is irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. So then the other set of numbers are rational numbers. Rational numbers. So rational numbers are represented by a letter called Q. Real numbers are represented by a letter called R. Irrational numbers are represented by a letter called Q complement or Q dash. It means that all real numbers includes irrational numbers and rational numbers. That is, all irrational numbers are real numbers. All irrational numbers are real numbers, but all real numbers are not irrational numbers. That is, every irrational number is a real number and every real number is not an irrational number, because real numbers includes rational numbers also. now all, that is every rational number is a real number, but every real number is not a rational number, because real numbers includes irrational numbers also. Now rational numbers contains what we have here is integers are there. Integers. Rational numbers contains integers. You can write rational numbers contains what? Integers, and integers are represented with a letter called Z. All integers are rational numbers, but all rational numbers are not integers, because rational numbers includes decimals and fractions which are not there in the integers. Now integers, after integers we have whole numbers. So whole numbers are represented by a letter called what? W. All whole numbers are, every whole number is an integer, but every integer is not a whole number, because integers contains negative numbers also are there. Those negative numbers are not present in whole numbers. Now the last one, it is natural numbers. Natural numbers are represented by a letter. Natural numbers are represented by a letter called N. Natural numbers. All natural numbers, that is every natural number is a whole number, but every whole number is not a natural number, because whole number includes 0, but that 0 is not there in the natural numbers. So this is the relation among all the kinds of, all the sets of numbers which are included in the real numbers. Is it clear, children? Today's concept. Yes, I hope you understand today's concept. In the next class we will discuss about the real numbers and their decimal expansions. Real numbers and their decimal expansions, that is terminating decimals, non-terminating decimals, non-terminating repeating decimals, non-terminating recurring decimals. Thank you very much.